What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Katie's Empire, and we got another interesting video today for you guys to check out. So today's video is going to be about a woman that goes off on her mother for calling CPS on her. Y'all let me know if she's wrong, all right? Let's get into the video.
You worried about where Devin is, and I can't believe that, because whenever I was 10 years old and you left me to go be in the streets, you say I'm in the streets, but you was really in the streets. So you really worried about Devin? Yes, really. You worried about where he at, and I'm working sincerely.
Over here. For 2 days, this boy has been.
You didn't care 20 years ago, though, whenever you did the same thing, though.
Wow.
Just treat
My mom that abandoned me, so she feels some type of way because I'm out trying to take care of my son. So she's mad that I'm trying to take care of my son the right way. Where is the boy?
Please.
Why are you worried?
Tell him where
You don't even know.
I do know where my son is at. My son is with his dad right now. That's where my son is at. Wow, whatever. Call him then. Call him. You know everything else, Ma. You know his number, right? Call him because you worried about the wrong things. You want to be worried about something? Yeah, I can't believe this right now. She really did. She didn't care about me, but she want to care about my son. But she didn't care about me, though. In the street. You were in the street, though. And she got this man, this square over here yelling at me, y'all, and I don't understand. 20 years ago, and you wasn't a mother. If I don't know how to be a mother, it's because you didn't know how to be a mother. I didn't have a good representation.
Where is the kid?
You talking about where the kid at? Where are you supposed to be at? Why are you in my house? Nobody told you to come here. You are not authorized or invited to be in here right now at all. No, you. First of all, you came up into my crib. You need to leave. You need to go somewhere because you worried about something. It's no issue. It's no. And my mother, my mother doesn't even know how to be mother. You should have been here interviewing my mother 20 years ago, and I would have been in CPS custody. My son doesn't even need to go to no CPS custody.
Where is he?
At his dad's. What are you not understanding? You need to leave. You're here in my crib yelling at me like you got some type of authority over me, and you don't. And you don't either, Mom. You need to get on because you didn't even know how to be a mom. Now you want to be a mom over 20 years later, and my son is good.
Talking about 20 years, Devin needs a mother, okay? And I can be a mother to him because
no, you didn't even know how to be a. Look at what you did to me. Exactly. So you're gonna do worse to him. What makes you think that you learned your mistakes, Mom?
You need to listen to her. She is your
Sir,
mother.
you don't need to be up here
has
yelling.
an interest in that child. This is a blood relative.
Y'all, this man up here yelling at me in my own crib. My mother left me while she was in the streets. We didn't even have no food to eat. If I'm street walking right now, it's because of my mother.
I know.
Because she gave me nothing.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, so you need to leave yelling at me in my own crib. What are you doing here?
Where is he?
My son is at his.
I don't believe.
How many times I gotta tell you he's at his dad's?
What have he eaten? This boy.
I gave him money to order. What's Uber Eats now? DoorDash? How many different apps is it for him to make sure that he eats, y'all? Yes, Uber Eats and DoorDash. He had money to get him some food.
You owe a responsibility to order his food from.
Does it not? What kids know how to work apps out the mom.
Sir, I need you to get that paperwork.
She's out of control.
Why is you acting like that? Like he don't know how to work no phone and order no food. She ridiculous, y'all. She ain't cared about me for 25 years now. She want to act like she care about my son, Devin. She don't even care. That's because what? AA.
Yes, you
I don't even have no alcohol problem, so it's about AA.
Well, then you got mental problems.
You must be projecting because you must need to go to AA. You must need to go to AA.
Right now, we're not talking about
Ma, he said AA. You remember whenever you used to go to those meetings, though? Yeah, okay.
Devin.
You gonna drag me into this mess.
You what? You dragged yourself into this. Why are you here?
Your mother called me.
Sir, I just need you to go ahead
And leave. No, ain't no paperwork starting. Ain't no type of paperwork to start. Yeah, whatever. Ain't no paperwork starting. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and we can go to court about it. And we can go to court about a bill. How about that, Ma? What? And we could go to jail. I can afford a lawyer, so how about that? We can go to jail about it, Ma. I'm taking you to court, Ma. I'm taking you to court because you have gone against all lines and all boundaries. Yeah. So when I put a 51B on you can't contact Devin no more after this, Ma. I'm going to the court. You're disrespectful. She won't be able to see my son no more, y'all. He was not by himself. Wasn't you here? If you say he was by himself, wasn't you here?
I just came in here.
Whatever.
Okay? But you just said you gave him money for darn door.
Exactly, so he can't eat. He was taken care of. Call the cops. Call the cops. They're not going to do anything. Call them. Talking about he called the cops. What they going to do, though? Because I was out making sure my son was fed, making sure he had...
You're drinking too much, and your mama wants
it's crazy.
Out for the child.
Who told you I was doing...
Jeez.
There's no food refrigerator?
Because he was ordering food. He doesn't know how to cook, so why would I leave food in the fridge to spoil?
I don't believe this.
She doesn't, y'all, ain't cared about me ever.
I can't believe
I don't know
I
what
can't
to
believe
say.
you.
Your mom loves you.
Okay, she can love me. She doesn't know how to love. You can love
She
and not
can
know
love
how to
you
love.
from afar,
Yeah,
but she
I'm gonna
loves
love her from afar. How about that? Devin will love her from afar as well, because he won't be in contact with her no more. I won't be in contact with her no more either. You don't make any
Listen
sense.
long enough, you would understand.
Okay.
I'm helping both of you.
Sir,
Please.
Sir, you need to
let's say
leave.
get custody,
Please.
baby. We ain't gotta
She can't get
worry
no
about her.
custody.
She can stay out in the street as much as she
She can
wants
leave.
to. But it's all about Devin.
Well,
It's
okay.
all about Devin. We
Okay,
don't have
thank
to
you.
worry
The police
about
can be on their way.
her.
Okay, Ma, you can leave
A
too.
little time
All right.
in the cooler will help. That's the best rehab I know.
But go ahead and leave, because the police on the way, right?
Not
All
jail.
right.
It's the best rehab.
The police at the door now,
And
y'all.
Once you're in jail, we
You
don't have to
need
put
go
up with
anywhere,
your
son.
crap.
That's just
Okay.
her reflecting on the things she's doing out in the street and leaving this baby
All
by
right.
herself. He don't have no food in refrigerator. We don't know when the last
She
time he
going
took
to
a
jail.
bath.
All right, the police outside now, y'all. So, all right, whatever. I got y'all here because you doing too much.
Bye.
Yo, man, it's been a while, man. So we're going to go ahead and cook on this one. We're going to start off one by one instead of addressing all of them. So the mother. First, I'm going to approach her from her defense. Listen, there was never and there never will be a book on how to raise children. And oftentimes, children are growing up in single parent households. And parents are not always going to be able to afford the proper care for their children. So just based on things that I have seen, you know, growing up in different households, you know, there are a lot of friends that, you know, I used to go over their houses, and a lot of us, honestly, my friends, you know, people around me had to grow up before their time. It's a lot of things that, you know, you would look at and you would say, yo, this is freaking child neglect. And I'm thinking to myself, again, based on the things that I've seen, is it? You know, you have parents out there that really care for their children. They're trying to keep a roof over their head, clothes on their back, food on the table. And you really have some go-getters out there that are honestly, absolutely out there trying and doing their freaking best. And I oftentimes see children that have grown up and, you know, they're reflecting that on their parents and they're giving their parents a hard time. And it's so crazy because they have children and you would think that they would know, like, yo, this is not easy. Like, you know, my mom, my dad, they didn't have a book on how to raise children. They didn't have everything that they needed in order to make sure that, you know, the children are going to be taken care of. Again, that's from her mother's defense. Now, on the opposite side of things, this is why it is so important, and also kind of on the young lady as well. This is why it is so important to not only marry before you carry, but pay close attention to who you decide to have children with. Because y'all know the only time that I have any pushback for anybody is when they are complaining about their lifestyle, when they are complaining about the choices that they have made and have put them in situations that they don't honestly want to be in. And let's just say, for instance, if there was a man in the situation, none of the stuff would honestly exist in my eyes. I think if the mother would have had a child, you know, with a guy that is moving how most women would love for their man to move, which is a leader, you know, a protector, you know, and then we can kind of talk about their providing thing, because that young lady, that mother and that man or that father would have probably had the resources when they come together to be able to make sure that child is going to be taken care of. The same thing goes for that young lady. You know, she did say that her child is with his father. Now, if they would have been under the same roof, I don't think that there would have been this much complication. Like, it wouldn't be no question. Like, I'm here. And the guy as well, I don't know if that was somebody that was with CPS or if it was just a random guy that she called. I'm guessing it was a guy that was with CPS. You're not going to be sitting there yelling and screaming at my wife in our house. That's not going to happen. His presence is felt. That's why you have to make sure that when you lay down with someone, it's that ideal guy that, you know, you feel safe around. Someone that's not going to allow things like this to happen again in your house where you're paying the bills. Like, have you lost your mind? Baby, you know what? Again, because technically this is trespass. Like, what are you doing here? I'm gonna ask you politely. You can do one or two things. Either you can speak in a nice, calm, respectful tone, or I can see you out. And you can make that choice. I'm cool with whatever. Whichever way you want to go with this, I'm cool with. Because once you come into my house and you think that you're going to disrespect me or my wife or my child or anybody that lives, that's not flying. So I'm saying if a man, honestly, if it was a guy in that household, a father in that household, a husband in that household, none of this stuff would have been happening. None of this stuff would have happened. Starting with the mother, trickling down to the young lady. Now, to the young lady's defense, I don't necessarily know, you know, because her mom said that she was out in the streets doing whatever. I do know, you know, there are a lot of women that are out there doing that. There are a lot of people that are out here living those type of lifestyles where they shouldn't be parents. Let's just keep it a band. And, you know, we oftentimes hear from one side of the story, and we don't hear from the other side of the story, where it's always, you know, the blame been put on the father when you have a lot of women out here. I'm not saying all, but you have a lot of women out here that push that type of stuff on the father, but they're not doing the things that they should be doing as mothers, making sure that that child is good. Like a lot of them out here, you know, letting that child run around with a snotty nose. Child don't have a coat on when they walk out the house. Hair's not done, but the mother's hair is done. The mother's hair and nails and everything is taken care of. Like, we see that far too often. And again, I'm not sure what that young lady's, what she has going on in her life right now. But I will say this. I think if she had a man in her life, things would not be this complicated. Things would not have gotten to this point. And it's unfortunate that she does feel that way about her mother. This is why it's so important for us to go and seek therapy, because of all the things that, you know, a lot of us may have went through in our childhood, like those childhood traumas, and you take that and you carry that for the rest of your life, most people, and they don't deal with it. And they think that they're good when they're not, because that's going to be passed down to your child. That's going to be passed down to all of the relationships that you have in your life, whether that's with your children, whether that's with your boyfriend, your husband. Same thing goes for guys. Fellas, if you have any childhood traumas that you have honestly went through, and we have to be honest, completely honest with ourselves, you have anything that you have been dealing with since you were a child, and you find yourself trying to, you know, hold those people responsible for whatever the case may be, especially if those people are living, you need to have a conversation with them. And it's important that y'all go and seek some type of therapy, man. Just having a conversation in a lot of different cases, because I'm pretty sure it's not always what you say, it's how you say things. So if you have any ill will, you know, towards a parent or a legal guardian or somebody that raised you, and you've been holding on to that grudge like for your entire life or however old you are, it's important that you go and you speak and you talk to those people and let them know how you feel. And again, we're not being aggressive. We're coming to them respectfully as another adult, because that person is not your child. You don't own that person in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So as long as you are keeping it respectful, listen, this is honestly how I felt. I don't want to feel this way anymore, but I want to make sure that I communicate that with you. Maybe you can, hopefully you can provide a little bit of clarity, give me some insight on what was going on, because as a child, you know, a child or even as an adult, we put things and stuff in our mind that we try to put the pieces together instead of actually going to the source and asking them these type of questions, right? But again, I think if a guy, just to sum everything up, I believe if a husband was inserted into this picture, none of this stuff would be going on. But I want to hear from y'all, man. It's my first time back. It's been a minute since I've been doing these things, so I wanted to make sure that I gave my whole spiel on this. I would love to hear from y'all, man. Y'all let me know. What do you guys think down in the comments? Do you think that the mother was wrong for calling CPS on her daughter? Or do you think that, you know, again, we don't have all of the details, but do you think that the daughter was out there running the streets and the mom's actions was justified? Either way, the guy in the picture was completely wrong. You don't raise your voice. You ain't even got to answer that. Listen, nobody has to answer that. I'm going to tell you right now, you have no reason to be raising your voice at anybody in their house. Like, you are a guest. And unless, and again, she wasn't being disrespectful towards him, but anyway, man, y'all let me know. What do you guys think down in the comments? Let's talk about it, all right? Until the next time, y'all be blessed, y'all be beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Blueberry, Burberry, button-up, tan skin, mixed race, buttercup, Canada weather, got a bundle up. I'm trying to work, she hit my phone, she wanna, whoa. Too bad was you know they roll.